Right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, five out of the last seven NBA seasons have seen the Boston Celtics get to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, but that 18th Larry O'Brien trophy continues to elude this franchise. And here this season so far, the Celtics have the best record in the NBA as they're on pace to win at least 60 games in a season for the first time since 2009. But with all of that said, will it result in the Celtics being able to bring the coveted Larry O'Brien trophy, of course, the NBA championship trophy, back to Beantown? Now, you look at the Celtics right now, they have arguably the most balanced starting five in the NBA. We know about Jayson Tatum. He's playing like an MVP this year. You got a guy who is averaging close to 27 points per game, 8.5 boards, and nearly 5 assists. Jaylen Brown continues to be Jaylen Brown, one of the better perimeter defenders that the league has. And then, you bring in both Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday, and it's very difficult to say, which acquisition has, been more important to the Boston Celtics. I mean, you think about Porzingis, what he can do as a scorer. He's averaging 20 points per game, nearly 7 boards, and you have a very skilled big in Porzingis, who can stretch the floor and give you consistent scoring from the center position. Porzingis' arrival in Boston also makes their bench deeper because now you have veteran Al Horford coming off of the bench. And of course, Al Horford, he's a veteran guy. He's had success in the NBA, and he's also a leader. But so you still keep him around, but now you put him on your bench and you make your bench better. But then also bringing in a guy like Drew Holiday, a good defender at the guard position, a proven ball handler, and then on top of that, a guy who knows what it takes to win a championship. You go back a couple of years ago, and the Milwaukee Bucks picked him up, and of course, he was very vital in the Bucks getting that NBA championship back in 2021. Now, in the fray with the Boston Celtics, Drew Holiday has been big to this team so far this season, and I think he's going to continue to be big if the Celtics are truly indeed going to win that championship this coming June. But like I said, you got plenty of depth on this team. You look at it right now. You've also got Derek White in that starting five. I talked about Al Horford coming off the bench. You got a guy like Peyton Pritchard, who I think just really embodies what the Boston Celtics organization is all about. You got a Celtics team right now. They've been clicking all season long because the Celtics have not lost more than 2 games in a row all season. But now they've won their last 8. And you look at this Celtics team, they are the team to beat in the East. And I mean, they were going to be in that conversation coming into this season regardless. But I look at it like this: the injury to Joel Embiid, that really changed a lot of things in the Eastern Conference. And that really set the Philadelphia 76ers back. And even if Embiid is able to come back and play for the Sixers at some point this season or in the postseason, how effective is he going to be with that knee? The Milwaukee Bucks, after firing Adrian Griffin after 43 games, they're still trying to figure it out with Doc Rivers as their head coach. Are they going to be able to find it in time? We have to wait and see. We saw the New York Knicks make some moves prior to the trade deadline. The Knicks have to get healthy, and even if the Knicks are healthy, do they have enough to get past the Boston Celtics? I'm going to say no. And then you got the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, the Cavaliers are a very intriguing team led by Donovan Mitchell. Those are the real legit contenders in the East. And I can't forget about the Miami Heat, who they may not finish, with one of the top records. But of course, we've seen the Heat. They're battle tested, they're grizzled, And of course, they're built for the postseason. Just ask the Celtics last year. But nonetheless, you look at this Boston Celtics team and head coach Joe Mazzulla. He put together a good first year last year, coming in and leading them to 57-25 in the regular season. Got to the Eastern Conference Finals, but his inexperience showed up at times in the postseason, most notably against the Miami Heat. So you'd have to wonder if the year under his belt right now as a head coach is definitely going to help him and this team. I do believe so. This is going to be an important spring for the Boston Celtics. They're going to be the top team in the East. They're going to be expected to get to the NBA Finals, and I do believe that they have the capability of doing so. But I look at the Celtics, and I'm not saying this what I'm about to say disrespectfully, but they're the San Francisco 49ers of the NBA. And I say that because we've seen the Niners in the NFL, consistently get there recently, but they just knocked on the door and they haven't been able to break it through. And that has been the same thing for the Boston Celtics. They've consistently gotten there, consistently been in contention, but they just have not been able to get over that hump. And you just have to wonder, do they have the formula necessary to do it? I do believe that they have what it takes to get out of the East. I've talked about this before. The way that things are shaping up right now, at least, I do believe that if the Nuggets and Clippers are able to stay healthy in the West, I do believe that they're the teams to beat coming out of the West. And just for the sake of argument, a Celtics Nuggets NBA Finals would be very intriguing. Yes, Kristaps Porzingis, gives the Celtics a lot on offense, but Boston still doesn't have anybody to slow down the Joker. Uh, you look at it defensively, would they be able to slow down Denver's perimeter players like a Jamal Murray? That Jamal Murray Drew Holiday matchup would be very intriguing. And then, of course, Jayson Tatum. Is he going to, show up big on that stage, for the Celtics to get that championship? Regardless, he's going to have to do it. But I look at it right now. I think that destiny is in the hands of the Boston Celtics as far as them controlling their own fate. They've been so close, okay, in recent years, but they just have not been able to get over that hump. Maybe this is the year. Maybe this spring we will see some of that uh, famed, Boston Celtics magic, if you will, sprinkled, at TD Garden for this team to take home another championship. It's one of those where, for years, the folks in Boston knew all we had to do was show up to the NBA Finals and win. And of course, that has not been the case, in recent decades. After 1986, Boston had to wait 21 years before they were able to claim their next NBA championship. And since then, it's 17 years since they won that title. The Celtics have been able to get back to the NBA Finals a couple of times nonetheless, but they just have not been able to get over that hump. Will this be the year for Boston? Only time will tell. But, folks, that's going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.